Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Nisemonogatari, episode 4. Alright.
A lot of stuff happened last episode.
Yeah, we've been introduced to Kaiki, who reeks of kind of this vampire hunter, kind of unique, menacing individual.
And he's some sort of con man from Senjugahara's past.
Yeah, with their whole family and stuff.
He also is, like, interested potentially in Kanbaru.
Well, it's more like he knows Kanbaru's mother's maiden name, and that kind of denotes, I would say, if anything, more along the lines of he could be a vampire because he's old and he maybe has past
history
with
or
them
something,
and
or some kind of hunter maybe. Or...
Yeah, he's a mystery as for now. But Senjugahara had that phone call with Hanakawa.
And it didn't seem to be Hanakawa at first, but then...
Yeah, but then it's like, oh, it is Hanakawa. So why was Hanakawa... What is going on between the two of them?
Exactly, yeah.
Because there's kind of this vibe that it was like, whatever... Like, we thought it was Kaiki initially, basically, that there was some kind of thing that made like Senjugahara kind of go out of character.
Yeah,
But then, no, it's Hanakawa.
Which is...
So it's
strange.
Like, wait, is she lying? Is there something else going on here?
Yeah.
What I'm guessing what it is we are getting certain things told out of order.
We don't have all the information, and as it goes on, we'll get that information.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, let's find out what the next step is, and find out what's going to be happening also with Araragi and his sisters.
Right.
So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, we're going to be starting the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now.
Ooh.
Yes. Well, they all have the little boing, you know.
Are we going to have a pillow fight?
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Is Sengoku there too? Wait. Did Hanakawa get a haircut?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Suki-hi, not Suki-ho.
Right. And Karen.
Karen, not Karen, yes.
Yeah. We don't want to have them on screen.
Oh my gosh.
But exactly 1 second.
I think it said, I will someday, or I will something someday in his eye. It's so fast, I didn't see it.
You'll tell him everything, huh?
Well, related to their whole thing, not relating her to her. Right. Yeah.
Is that a challenge?
But that's why it's fun. Oh. Oh, why'd you have to say that?
Yeah.
Oh, why'd you have to say that, Araragi? That was a mistake.
Oh, boy.
That was a mistake.
But this opening is not.
No, it is definitely not a mistake. This is good. Oh my.
Yeah. And showing an egg. I gotta say though, they really changed Hanakawa's character design.
Yeah, they really did. Well, no, the thing is that we went from Kizu to this, Jacob.
Well, or Bake from this, however you want to look at it.
But the point is that there was a gap in time,
right,
where we went from Bake to Kizu to this. So there's huge jumps in terms of like the just the overall portrayal of the character. And even in Bake, Jacob, we had a whole bit of time where she was in her cat form. So
that's true.
I think that's more if anything kind of it might be a hallmark of Hanakawa's character, is that she's constantly slightly shifting form
and not secure in herself and who she is. Yeah.
But yes, I was like, wait, that's Hanakawa? I was like,
yeah.
So I was like, I'm not going to say anything. Whoa, wall of text. Okay. Oh my gosh. Should we go back and read that? Oh.
I almost wonder if she's trying to reinvent her image to make herself more like attractive to Aragi or something.
Huh.
She knows what she knows.
Yep. Oh.
The spirit of her ponytail, her braid.
That is kind of funny. That is pretty funny.
Totally. Yeah.
Guilty as charged, basically. Yeah. Gives up. That rope.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, as far as you know, because it had to go back.
Right. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Trying to read both of those was insane.
That was insanely tough.
Okay, sure. Okay. That bed is huge.
Yeah. Very huge. Yeah.
All right.
So what had happened in the meantime?
Yeah.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, so Kaiki gets brought back into this. Yeah.
But what'd you say?
She just brushed it off.
Yeah.
She didn't actually answer the question.
Right.
Yeah, that.
Which was?
Oh. Oh. Whoa. Whoa. Oh my gosh.
Shinobu, I need advice.
Yeah. All right.
Or was that unintentional? She's regained her spunk.
Yes. Oof.
I mean, maybe we had, kind of.
Dang. What? Well, we know that. Yeah.
Naturally, yeah. Wash it. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just for fun. Yeah. Nice.
Okay.
Okay. That's cool. And now that we've seen Kizu, we know kind of the gist of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Huh.
Ah, and what is that? Hmm.
Mmm.
Okay. Is she talking about a kind of donut? Or...
I'm assuming so.
Your colossal sister?
Yes.
Compared to Shinobu, she's colossal.
Freaking Oshino.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Whoa.
Like the flames in the opening.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh, crap.
Like, getting rid of the brain.
Right. That's hilarious.
Wow. Wow.
Which is Sundere told us. Right.
Okay. The wind just blows away the towel.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Bringing that up.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The solution to everything is just to have Shinobu eat it. Okay.
Huh. Nice, nice. Her stupid little laugh.
Yeah. 400 years?
Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Particularly the golden chocolate variety.
Yeah.
What's it, this smooth animation?
Yeah.
Kaka.
She turns off the light, or just the door shut.
Just,
I don't know,
just
but-
shut the door
wow.
without it. We're just.
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh. Oh my god.
Is he holding her underwater, or did she go back into the shadow?
But see the lights everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's like there are no shadows.
So specific about it.
Right. She's about to go all warrior on.
Yeah.
Oh, you've never said that before? She doesn't shut the door. Ah! Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Oh my god.
I love that she calls Oshino a kid.
Yep. Hmm. Who knows? It's a good question. Nice.
Mhm.
Wow.
Shinobu's playing the long game.
Well, it's kind of funny because they've been talking about fakes and stuff this this whole time and stuff. And it's like, who's the real fake here, you know?
Yeah, because he's a fake human, just like...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She hasn't given up on that.
Right? We're in a standstill. She's like,
Now, it's potentially possible that she could just forcefully drain his blood.
Yeah,
Exactly, right. Mm-hmm.
Then and there. Wow.
Okay.
Dang. That's huge, just given the context that we have because of Kizu. But can you imagine, like, watching that and having to piece together yourself, basically, like...
Oh, that'd be insane.
Like, kind of the gist of what...
It'd be absolute insanity.
Whoa.
Yeah, this seems different.
This is new.
I did not expect that episode to be so, like, wholly focused on Shinobu. Now I'm like, oh, dang it. Like, because I was deciding which Monogatari shirt to wear. I was like, Hachikuji or Shinobu? I'm like, well, Hachikuji seems to have more of, like, a, more
and
of
it would have been the perfect time for
and it would have been literally the perfect time to be wearing the Shinobu shirt.
Right. Yeah, I wore my Hanakawa shirt because the last episode ended with Hanakawa's name being dropped,
And that makes sense why Hanakawa isn't on there, because she's constantly changing design.
There you go. Yeah, the whole idea of being ignored also, the sisters, by Araragi got kind of brought up again here. And the way he's kind of not caring about their feelings as much, with kind of being callous towards them.
Oh,
even though,
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Oh, we have to watch these, yeah. Fire Sisters!
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Huh. Ha! Okay. Yeah, hang in there. Hang in there. Okay, all right. So we have a little bit more explicit details because Shinobu had to listen to Oshino talk on and on and on and on about all these oddities and such, and she is now the helpful expositioner.
Yep.
Expositor for the details surrounding the Karen B situation.
Mm-hmm. And there has been a few developments to that. One, that Karen is now actually coming down with symptoms of the whole oddity. And there was some sort of connection possibly to the Kaiki guy.
Yes, almost definitely on some level, because he's messing around with supernatural things potentially, and there's also hints of him actually being a supernatural entity or what have you.
The great immortal supernatural entity Shinobu has stated that he is most likely some sort of crazy supernatural entity.
So therefore he probably is.
Yeah.
Big thing that also happened this episode is Hanakawa's back, but she's looking very different. Although it's something that it is probably more indicative of her kind of little character journey she's been going on after the whole Tsubasa cat situation in Bake, and how it wasn't fully resolved.
Right.
And whenever, a character has that kind of a, like, at least a severing, at least the girl with the haircut kind of thing like that, there's that whole loss of innocence factor, but then there's also kind of the maybe trying to cast off what was in the past
right.
and stuff.
Remake
and,
herself.
Yeah, and specifically maybe rejecting a little bit of the Tsubasa cat form, because the Tsubasa cat form had even more dramatically long hair, so it separates her even in some ways from that, just on a visual level.
And potentially also from Araragi, because she has been kind of avoiding him. So, yeah.
Yeah, and then there was the whole thing of dancing around the... Like, let's just cover Hanakawa's bit, because there was also the thing of her kind of revealing what she said to Senjogahara,
saying
which is like,
yeah,
wait a minute, if you weren't a good girl, Senjo, I'm going to ask him to become my boyfriend.
Right.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That's a lot more going into direct conflict than Hanakawa would normally do.
Well, it's more just us kind of seeing more the true her, because the whole thing with Hanakawa is that we're supposed to look at her in the Kizu light of the being the perfect good girl, whereas anything, she's not that.
And
so,
she said she's not that, but usually it's that she's not willing to actually reveal that side of her. So
Well, it's because that's her true self. Like, that's
right, and she's just as much a fake as Araragi or his sisters.
Well, I think the thing we're almost coming to the realization in just this many episodes as far as everyone's a fake.
Okay.
Like everyone on some level is a fake. But right now, the big fakes are the Araragis in a lot of ways. Like,
yeah,
in a lot of ways, it's specifically their family story right now. Like, the main plot, if you will.
Yeah,
but even the main conflict in guy coming into this whole thing, Kaiki, potentially with him doing things in the background here, he's a con man, so his whole nature is that of one who's is a fake as well.
Yeah, great point. So we got a lot of the conversation that kind of confused me a bit.
Was the first one
at the beginning? Was the first one, and going, we went back and looked at it just to make sure that we had everything clear, and I think mainly that was just because I had no idea that was Hanakawa. Like, it took me a while to figure out that was Hanakawa.
Yeah, for me it was the same thing, but I was just like, wait, Tsubasa, so that's Hanakawa. But I'm like, Caleb, keep your mouth shut. You say stupid stuff randomly when you're like not sure. So I'm just like, just let it happen. Let the show. I thought it was
maybe another character. It's like Tsubasa. Okay, wait, is that Hanakawa's first name or last name? Which one is the first name? And is it possible that that's like Hanakawa's sister?
I just remembered Tsubasa Cat, and I was like, okay, just hold on, Caleb,
and given that it's Hitagi Crab and things like that, Tsubasa is probably her first name and Hanakawa is her last name. But anyways,
we don't know everything. We just know what we know.
We know what we know, and we know what we. Well, we don't necessarily know what we don't know, but we kind of do. Yeah. Anyways, but not only was she like drawn totally differently, and maybe this is just because she's not as much of a focus like she was in Kizu, but like her bust is also way smaller.
Well like, remember, go back to Bake.
That's true.
Forget Kizu. Forget Kizu. In Bake, this is very much more what she looked like.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Do you think they're...
I mentioned it in Kizu.
Well,
the whole idea of the basically Araragi... Oh, sorry. Say what you're going to say, because I don't know exactly.
She's not eating well.
I think that's a bit of a stretch. I am totally fine with that being something that they reveal at some point. But I think it's more just the simple thing of Araragi's mind, the blood in his brain,
his perspective
isn't one that's focused on Hanakawa right now.
Right.
So therefore, the people that get all the fan servicey little shots and stuff are right now actually his sisters.
Yeah.
And dramatically so in this episode, Shinobu enters the stage and is just like, everyone bow down. Like, everyone, just behold, your goddess is
Watashi ga kita.
Yes, and it was just like, wow.
Yep.
Wow, I forgot that Monogatari is Monogatari, and here we go.
In some ways, though, I feel like the fan service with Shinobu is less noticeable because they don't go into as much detail because there's not as much there in some cases. In other cases,
I just turned off my brain for that
maybe,
whole thing.
Maybe
it was just like, all right.
Maybe that's probably what I did too.
It was really, I'm not gonna lie, it was really uncomfortable, but I was just like, all right, this was guaranteed to happen at some point. I knew this would come. Like here we go. Let's just roll with it.
Right.
Because it's something where I don't forget about Shinobu as a character.
Mm-hmm.
I just forget the combination, I would say, of the creator of this show and how there are no, I would say, specific limits, not limits. It's you understand what I'm trying to say.
Shinobu as a character has already been definitely sold as an amazing character,
right?
And as a 500-year-old character, but for reasons.
Wait, isn't it she's more gonna live to be 500?
No, she's already 500 years old.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But for reasons, here we are.
In some ways, it's something that's kind of silly because I've kind of just gotten over it in my head for the most part.
Oh yeah.
But it was just kind of like my head was just like, I'm looking at the subtitles. Like that was basically where my brain was at, just trying to be like. But the thing is that like I've just kind of accepted that this is the show that we're watching here. Yeah, and I would say yes, in that there's more I would say almost kind of ridiculousness to the like Nadeko stuff.
Right.
Because Nadeko is one that actually cares about any of this.
Right, exactly.
And it's more
she's actively trying to seduce him as opposed to just
Right.
Yeah.
Every little thing in there, and it's just like, oh, that's funny. But then in this, it's more just like, okay, let's have our character here and have them give, and I like that their conversation had all the context that we knew kind of how to apply it because of Kizu, but then you have all these quirky little goofy things that they have going on between each other that showcase that these kinds of conversations are one that, while they don't happen often,
or at least they haven't really happened before, or in the time since Kizu,
right?
But now it's starting back up again, which I do like, because I was kind of wondering, like, okay, they're doing the whole kudere thing with Shinobu. That's great. I love well done kuderes, but when are they going to start executing on that? And how do they do that in contrast with how she was in Kizu, which was very different? So I'm really glad that the personality of Shinobu that we got to know in Kizu has resurfaced again. Wonderful.
Well, yeah, I think that when we first met Shinobu, she wasn't meant to have a personality at that point. That's why I don't like the kudere assumption, like kind of like, with the thing of her just happening to be quiet, so that means she's it's a kudere. Like, I guess that's a moot point to even go over. Sorry, my bad. Oh. But the Shinobu scene was not tarnished that much, or even really at all, in my opinion, because of the fan service. And
I feel like the fact that we're this far into the show did a lot to help that. And then for me, I know that watching Spice and Wolf also helped a lot, because the style of fan service that they used felt very similar to the style of fan service in Spice and Wolf.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So it didn't bug me quite as much, because it was very like non-detailed.
Right. Also, none of the dialogue, I mean, some of it was, but almost none of the dialogue was centered around the fan service. It was actually around the stuff that they were needing to talk about, because these characters have a unique relationship dynamic moving forward. And really does need a little bit of talking about, because on some level things haven't changed since the end of Kizu, but then on another level they really have, right?
So yeah, and And I loved the kind of meta joke of basically Shinobu saying like, "Please, you know I'm Endgame," by saying like, "Hey, you could live for hundreds of years. Like I can wait." You know,
like I'm outlast all these bitches.
Yeah, exactly. which is excellent, and I like okay because I feel like Monogatari does contrasts really well, and the contrast that we've been getting with Shinobu that we had in Kizu that we didn't have in Bake because understandably so that we're getting back again, and I'm really excited about is the idea of the very big personality coming from the smallest person there, like the fact that what was the line that she said where she was like she made some mention of like, don't think just because I'm not so small as to do all that or whatever,
right?
Like
right. She means I'm not so small as to do something that would be kind of selfish and or petty,
right?
Something
exactly.
petty, basically.
Which is just that
it's just
great
like
that
was funny,
yeah.
like these
great.
little wordplay things where you're just like, that's funny. That's
And the whole thing of Tsukihi like opening the door when they're in the bath, and because the thing is that they're in the bath together, and it's like, yeah, whatever, we're in the bath, we're talking about stuff, and completely like off topic the fact that is what's happening is removed because it's like no we've got bigger fish to fry, and all the stuff that they've been through with the vampires and whatnot, and things like that, and then Tsukihi just comes in and sees them. Araragi freaks out naturally. Shinobu almost seems kind of like
and Shinobu's just like
yeah. And then Tsuki just immediately closes the door, turns off the lights, and it's just like, well, all right, that happened. And then
I would almost imagine like Shinobu in her mind making like a vampire joke and be like, yeah, suck it. And then
right, exactly, yeah,
it was great.
That was wonderful.
Yeah, the whole situation though with the oddity, what they seem to be kind of slowly unveiling here, which I will say that they're taking a big bet by having the show at this point remove so much of the oddity kind of formula that they have from Bake. I gotta say, I'm with you, Jacob. I gotta say, I am way more interested in the characters than I am in the oddity.
Yeah.
This is a big thing for me about Bake, was that there were oddities that were brought in for the vehicle by which, and they all are, really. They're all vehicles by which to develop the characters. The thing is that the girls, the sisters specifically, I am loving the rate at which we get to know them and what makes them different, not just from each other or from Araragi, but from literally every other character in the show thus far.
Right.
And it's not just their personality; it's down to their presentation, their body animation. Because this is a show about fan service in a lot of ways. So there's little things that they do, and we go, oh, they're different, and then all the way down to their musical themes.
Yeah,
like there's a lot that I'm liking with the slower pace of this in bringing this stuff up. That being said, the oddity in the way they are now starting to tell us all of this, I wish we would have seen maybe something a little bit more with showcasing maybe the actual potential danger of this oddity. The actual
like before now kind of a thing.
The actual effects of it. Yeah. If they do this immediately into the next episode, I'm cool with it.
Well, and they showed it this episode with Karen, having the fever and all that stuff. Or Karen. Yeah,
not
she doesn't
know
She doesn't know Daredevil. Yep, that's right. But Karen.
Just think Colin from Code Geass, but Karen, Yeah, it works.
But anyways, they did the whole thing of her of showcasing that she has been having the symptoms for a while, and she's been putting the strong face on it, right?
And Hanakawa's been helping,
right? She would know all about that, wouldn't she?
Mm-hmm.
That whole imposter, that fake aspect, which is great, because it's again another contradiction and conflict, in the human heart for these characters to better be developed, and the fact that they're spending more time with this, but the fact that they're spending more time with this to let us get to know these characters is also a nice sort of parallel with how it would be for Araragi, because he's known these girls all his life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whereas with like the other girls, we're actually getting introduced to them like in the same time that Araragi is getting introduced to them, so it makes sense for them to not spend as much time on it. Whereas with Hanakawa, someone that Araragi had known for longer, they also spent way more time on her story in Bake.
Okay.
So I like that. I like that format. But the threats here now, and we've split up the expositions.
Yeah.
We got some of it from Sengoku, and then we got more from Shinobu, and now it's here. It's in full force.
And then we got some from Hanakawa, which by the way, I think that the way this story keeps every girl somehow engaged in the larger narratives, at least in this one here, is almost seems too ambitious. Like the way that they're doing this here, it's like, wow, we've literally now touched upon every girl and had them all somehow give some commentary, some kind of assistance, some kind of direction for the overall thing with Araragi's sister. But I want to say something here. A lot of this is something where Araragi has a slant in the story where they're trying to put it to where he should have noticed this, but he didn't. Basically what was going on with his sister.
Sure. Okay.
What was the last time everyone in the show was saying, Araragi, you should have noticed this, but you didn't? Hanakawa.
Right.
And Hanakawa just being madly in love with him.
Right.
And the dramatic stuff that came from that.
Yes.
What they mentioned in this episode was that Shinobu understands that it's a bee sting. It's not a bee that she can just eat and be done with it.
Right.
But the bee sting is not even the main problem. It's a result of something. Meaning that in some ways the result is tied to a cause. The effect is tied to a cause.
Sure.
And I'm guessing what they're going to do here is tie things back to something where Araragi kind of was negligent, screwed up, or basically pushed things into a situation, or what have you. And he's going to need to reconcile with his sisters there. Yeah. Or at the very least, Karin. I could see it being both, though.
Yes.
Because there's the whole dynamic of, hey, what's your deal? You've changed Araragi.
Yeah, it seems like more of a thing of ignoring Tsukiji versus with Karin, it's the actual like
acknowledgement and
well, like for one, he almost hit her this episode. Like there's that, and then there was the whole thing of saying like even if you're right, you need to be strong, right? And you're not strong, kind of a thing, which
I think that's a lack of acknowledgement of what she's done, not giving her value.
Well, either a lack of acknowledgement or rather a pointed jab at where he knows it will hurt her most. Because that
seems like a bit vindictive, though.
Well, yeah, but I mean, people are vindictive with their siblings all the time. Like,
but we don't know why he would be vindictive with her.
Well, it wouldn't necessarily have to be some big reason that runs super deep or anything, but just those sort of like familiarity breeds contempt, sort of callous remarks that you make.
Yes, I think that's the part where. That's the part where his final remark when he left the whole thing and they showed the shadows creeping in and stuff. I believe that was a different thing. I can double check to make sure. But the remark that he made there was something that was right after, but right before he goes to talk with Hanakawa, right?
Right, yeah.
You'll only be fakes. That's what it is.
Until you do, you're just doing this as a game. You need to learn.
That's what the heroes mean. You need to learn that. Until you do, what you're doing is just a game,
and you'll only be fakes.
And then the
fake
shadow
heroes, basically. Yeah.
Right, and I think what's what's interesting here is that
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's acknowledging that they're weak. In some ways, I think he's saying that you need to get stronger, and maybe your strength is just being applied in a game and it's not real. I don't know. That's actually a weird thing. It doesn't.
It seemed to me like he was.
My guess doesn't really work on itself. Actually,
well, because before that, what he was saying is that you might be right, but you're not strong.
Okay.
And that because of that, you're just playing a game, right?
Right.
And if you don't fix that, if you don't learn that lesson or whatever, then you'll always be fakes. Because they're the Fire Sisters, the heroes of justice that go around doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
Which is rough, because that's the thing that Karin has put an insane amount of effort into, is making herself strong. She's a freaking black belt in karate at 15.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that really sucks to have Araragi say that.
Right. But your point about the callousness of it is what you're saying there, meaning that it's a potential kind of look of how he's been in the past with them, or been more recently, that caused the setup to where she would end up being cursed with the oddity, essentially.
Because what this feels like is that it's all things that they're trying to do because of a lack of attention from Araragi. All the things of, like, when they try and get in fights with them and stuff like that, it's a response potentially to how they feel he's changed lately.
Yep.
Whether it's with all the oddity stuff and the vampires, or also just the fact of him getting older, and and maybe his sisters are just annoying brats now, as opposed to his precious sisters that he plays with all the time.
Yeah, and maybe on some level they have their own complexes and stuff with the older brother, and his popularity with the women and stuff has kind of skyrocketed and stuff. And I'm not thinking like very simple harem stuff, but basically the joy that he gets with them doesn't seem to be the same that they used to get with him. So
and maybe they still do, and maybe they're a bit attention starved and feeling replaced, because now he has all these other people that he hangs out with, and he doesn't have time for them. And that's especially with how
that's understandable.
They could even bring up the meta thing of how absent their parents are.
I
they don't need to.
I think that this show has almost confirmed at this point that if the character in the story doesn't have a direct reason to interact with Araragi, they don't exist. Like, they do not exist.
Right. Hence why the only parent that we've actually seen
is technically a grandma. We've heard about.
We had Senjikawa's dad.
Yes, that's right. That's
and
right.
that was something where there was a very specific reason for an interaction with Araragi. In the same case, they brought up that whole thing of, like, Hanakawa mentioned, when you saw my dad was about to hit me, or when my dad hit me, or whatever, you got pissed, right? Like, I didn't quite realize what they were talking about there, because at that point I was still wait,
flashing back to Bake.
Well, and I wasn't sure that this was Hanakawa yet.
Gotcha. You're like, wait.
I was like, wait, who is this? It's a new character. Wait, okay, what's going on? Like there was a part where I got her mixed up with Aragi's youngest sister. Tsukihi. Yes, that's right. And I was like, wait a minute. Their dad? Wait, what? Hold on. What's going on? But yeah, so there was that whole thing. So that, like,
I thought you thought she was Sengoku even at the beginning.
Oh yeah, no, that too. Like, I did think she was Sengoku. I'm like, oh, okay, so there's the two sisters. There's the third person here. So it's probably Sengoku. Yeah, the hair's kind of short. Yeah. Okay, wait a minute. No, that doesn't quite look like Sengoku. Gotcha. She's not flirting enough with Araragi. So if they wanted to do something where they show that, and that would be another example of a reason for a parent to interact with Araragi. But
that line though, of Hanakawa dropping that, kind of in a repeated thing, just reminding me of how much Hanakawa's like character still has to go on before she's better.
Yeah,
because like y'all like.
Yep.
Y'all, like, Bake had an arc for Hanakawa, and it was awesome. But
it's not over.
She's got...
Yep.
And it's like, I think that's probably why, in a lot of ways, we're supposed to watch Kizu second. In a lot of ways, is that...
So that the foundation is laid.
Well, the importance of Hanakawa is emphasized, because I think the Shinobu stuff is kind of like the obvious, like, okay, Shinobu starts a lot of the story, like her stuff starts a lot of Araragi's story and stuff like that, but a lot of the importance of Hanakawa goes from like being important to like being stupid important because of Kizu. I would say especially Kizu movie 2, but just Kizu trilogy as a whole. Yeah. Lots of interesting little things this episode. Lots of little clever jokes hidden in this one. This was probably one of the most like awkwardly funny episodes of Nisei that we've seen.
And it's weird because like I'm liking this way more than Bake. Like, not that I didn't like Bake, but I feel like the dialogue just pops even more than it did in Bake.
I think we're appreciating Monogatari dialogue.
We're probably appreciating it more, but I feel like it's also maybe because they're dealing with the oddities less and it's taking less of a focus in the episodes, they're able to have more of the banter. And the thing is that I could totally see it being a thing where, like, in say the past, I might not have been able to appreciate this because of the amount of fan service and like that the fact that there's been quite an increase in fan service compared to Bake would have made me be like, nah, I like Bake better. But even so, the dialogue's just so good.
I think for me, it's completely like, that's why I had to mention the whole thing of the Shinobu fan service, because I think my thing is that it's definitely something where I'm just falling deeper into the hole that is the Monogatari like fascination. You know? I have Senjugahara fascination right now. It's coloring my perspective on everything, and yet in some ways it's also focusing my perspective on things that seem to matter more, which I think makes the dialogue way more engaging.
Yeah, the fan service seems just so like irrelevant. It's just like whatever. Well,
it's definitely important because it's there, because a lot of this is
it's there with purpose,
kind of story, but I really feel like the way that they're doing this part, if you will, of Monogatari, I am liking the slow burn and kind of collecting all the characters, getting things in order, and only like just now are we actually getting the main plot for everything going.
And by the way they're having all the different characters interact and contribute something for the plot of like the oddities and stuff, it makes so much sense. Like there's so many stories where it's like they want characters to not have something where it's like, like they just don't say anything, so they'll have them throw in something, but sometimes it doesn't fit because it doesn't fit with their character to say that thing, but it's something that needs to be said, so why not give it to them? But here it just, all like with Sengoku, Shinobu, Hanakawa, it all made sense.
All right. Well, guys, this is a good reaction discussion. Thank you so much for watching it and stuff. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. Any level support gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us about stories or about Monogatari, non-spoilery, of course, or just hang out in general with other people and chat about Monogatari, or just whatever. And if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.